Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. I know it's been a minute since I've given you guys a video, and you guys really enjoyed the beginner friendly makeup everyday tutorial, so I wanted to do something similar but with a little more pizzazz, a little more glam, but still very simple that you can do when you have an event, or even when you're going to work and you want to look glam, when you're going to your class, whatever. It's very simple to do but very magnificent. So without further ado, let us get into this tutorial. First things first, as is our usual, I'm going to be using the Nivea Perfect and Radiant Even Tone Micellar Water, and I'm going to be just removing any debris or dirt from my face, just to make sure that we are starting off with a clean canvas and a fresh face. Next up, I'm going to be going in with my trusty Nivea Cream Moisturizer. I love using a huge chunk of this, especially if I'm feeling a bit dry or it's going to be a very cold day, just to make sure that my skin is moisturized. Another good one that I would recommend you guys, especially if you have oily skin, is the opportunity. So another good one that I can recommend to you guys is the simple hydrating moisturizer, but that one is specifically for the oily skin types, but they also have a range for dry and sensitive skin types, so do make sure you look out for that. Whenever you are looking for products, look for what you're trying to counter. So for example, if you have oily skin, look for words on the packaging like mattifying or matte, or oil blotting, or something about oil and the controlling of oils. If you want a hydrating moisturizer, so you want to be looking for words like hydrating or glowy, or just something along those lines. And then if you also have sensitive skin, you want to be looking for the words like for sensitive skin, for normal to sensitive. So depending on the skin type that you fall under, it will determine the kind of product that you use. But what I found with the Nivea is it cuts across almost each and every skin type that I have worked on in terms of my clients. But also, I don't know, there's some clients who don't like it. Like, there's a client of mine who doesn't like this one. She prefers Fasali because it's more hydrating. So it's all case in point according to what your preference is and what exactly you're trying to do with your skin. Are you trying to hydrate it? Are you trying to mattify it a little bit? But the one thing I would say is look for oil-free, because moisturizers which have oil tend to not look so good underneath makeup. But if you're just applying it just normal, it's okay. But if you are doing with makeup, then always look for oil-free in the packaging. Next up, we're going in with our eyebrows. I'm just taking a little powder puff and setting. I'm using Sacha Buttercup, but you can use any loose powder that you have. Even compact powder can work. Just make sure you really saturate and dry out your brows nicely, so that the eye pencil that you use, or the gel that you use, or the pomade can really show nicely on your skin as you apply it. I mean, I have not gone shopping in a minute, okay? In a hot minute. I'm almost out of eyebrow pencils. Yay, we got some products. Okay. So next up, we're gonna do the eyebrows, and I'm gonna show you guys really quickly. If you want a very detailed version of how I do my eyebrows, it is on my channel. I have 2 videos of that, very detailed, very specific, everything you need to know, the ins, the outs, the do's, the don'ts, everything. So I'm in my channel, so if you do have a problem with that, make sure to check that out. I'm just gonna skim through how I do these ones and then let you guys on to the next. Okay, so I'm starting off with my spoolie. This one is actually from Liabella. It's a dual-ended brush. Comes with a spoolie over here and an angled brush on the other side. You just comb your eyebrows upwards, and then I'm gonna outline them. that I'm setting with my eyeshadow. So I'm gonna be going in with the Juvia Zulu palette, and I'm gonna be using this brown color as my transition shade, and then this beautiful almost duochromatic eyeshadow, shimmer eyeshadow for the sorry, for the beginning part of my eyebrow. So again, I'm going to be using this fluffy brush. It is from Bella. They have beautiful quality brushes. If you guys are looking for a brush set to actually start, you can use the Bella set, and I actually do have a code with them for 10% off, and I'm going to be putting the code in the description box. I hope I remember, because I usually say I'm going to put something in the description box and then I forget. Anyway, I'm going to be going in with my eyeshadow blending brush, and then again making sure that there are no creases again right before I set, because essentially, as I told you guys, when you put eyeshadow onto concealer or any wet product, it is setting it. When you put eyeshadow rather, or powder, is essentially setting it. So I'm just going to very lightly pack in that product, and you can decide to, instead of pack, go in with just a blending motion immediately. But also packing, guys, is one way that you can use to blend, especially the edges. But I do recommend going back in and doing like both both methods, just packing in the product, and then again, don't also use too much force. Pack in the product so it's the intensity that you want, and then now with the excess, just start going back and forth and blending out the product. Next up, I'm taking this brush from Bella as well. It is essentially a concealer brush, but sometimes I usually juggle between using the angle brush, this one for concealer, or this other one as well. So it just depends on what I'm feeling like in the mood. And I did get this tip from Rosina Sharon. If you guys don't follow her on YouTube, you definitely should. She has amazing tutorials, and she's really talented when it comes to makeup. So she said that the concealer brush that she uses to clean up her eyebrows, she uses that with the little extra concealer product, and then she just glides it onto a shimmer eyeshadow. That really gives the pigment in the same way that if you used a setting spray or just normal water to spray onto your brush and then onto the eyeshadow, it will give you more color intensity and payoff, as opposed to just using a dry brush. So also for shimmers, I like using flat brushes, flat like this, as opposed to something fluffy like this. If you don't decide to use this, it's okay, it will still show, but this one is essentially a blending or a diffusing brush, so it's essentially just going to move your product around, and it's not going to give it as much intensity as you would using a flat concealer brush. So I'm going to be going in again with this shade over here, and then I did wet my brush a little bit with concealer, and then wiped away the excess using a dry tissue, and then went in with the shimmer shadow. So again, I'm going to just very lightly blend that area, make sure there are no creases. And then as you can see from this eye, I've put, or I've positioned the eyeshadow right above my crease area, just because, as you guys can see, I have hooded eyes. So if, for example, I did go in and then I put it right on my below my crease area, I want you guys to notice the difference that it would bring to my eye look, and also to the shape of my eyes and the general eyeshadow look that would come about. You see? So you see, when I open my eyes with this one, everything just gets sucked, devoured into my eye. But on this other side, even when I open my eyes, you can clearly see the color. So for this method, it is ideally giving me that sort of eye lift and giving me more lid space to work on, so that even as I put my eyeshadow, even when I'm opening my eyes, even though I have hooded eyes, you'll be able to see the color of the product on my eyelid. So if you're into this, it's okay, because I do know people who are still into this method. It's okay. But if you do want your color to be seen more, especially when you open your eyes, because obviously when I close my eye, you'll be able to see it, but if you want it to be seen more, especially when you open your eye and you have hooded eyes, then consider taking it a bit higher than, because you see over here, right over here in this place where your eye socket is, that's ideally your your crease area. So if you want it to be seen a little more, then ideally put it right above, or just as much as you want it to be seen on top of your crease area. I hope I made sense. I am going to be doing a detailed version of that for hooded eyes and different hooded eyes, because I know mine is just but one of the specific shapes of hooded eyes that we do have. But yeah, so depending on the type of technique or the type of look that you're going for, you can always go with this on your lid as well only, or you can go with this a little higher up so that it can be seen. So I am going to be using my brush to shape my area. This does look like I've done a cut crease, but I haven't. I've just used a very sharp flat brush on the sides to be able to shape that area and to give me that arch. I still don't know how to say that without actually cutting my crease. So I'm gonna be going in with a little bit more product and then tap away the excess, and then I'm just going to use now the tip, like over here, and then slowly I'm going to start by just making that shape that I'd like. Then after I apply that, I do know that it's like, for example, if you look at me, it does look like I've done something super complicated, but if you guys have followed me and the process that I've done step by step, you've seen it's really easy. Just start with the transition color and then blend out the excess onto the other side, but don't drag it all the way down. And then now just use a normal shimmer shade and a concealer brush to just very lightly make that shape. I really hope it's simple, because one of the reasons why I was saying that this is also a simple nude-ish look to do, and you can even do this every day, is because it only uses 2 colors. So if you know the basics of just how to blend 2 colors into each other, or even, and guys, you don't also have to use this dual pinkish color. You can use gold, you can go with silver, you can go with bronze, whichever color is suitable for you. And you don't even have to use the shimmer. You can always alternatively use a matte shade or a powdery shade if you are into that. So I just want to show you guys how you can still pop and not have to put so much effort into it in terms of actually doing a cut crease or doing, no, but you still look, well, you still look popping. Okay, so let me know in the comments down below if this is something that is easy to do, if I explained it in a way that makes you believe that it's easy to do, ama if I've just complicated everything. Please let me know down in the comments. So again, I'm gonna go in with the same brown, and the one thing that I did make sure I did is I extended the shimmer shade a little bit into the brown, just because I want to be able to blend the 2 colors together without adding another shade. Okay, we're going for simplicity in this video. Okay, so again, I'm gonna take just a little bit of that product, tap away the excess, and then I'm just slowly going to start blending the brown into the shimmer shade and the shimmer shade into the brown. As you guys can see, I'm packing the brown right on the edge of where that shimmer shade ends, and then also just dragging or patting in the brown just to make sure that there's that nice and seamless blend between the shimmer shade and the brown. So I'll just keep doing that until it's the intensity that I want. Sometimes what tends to happen is if you go in with a shimmer shade into a matte shade, then sometimes the matte shade looks like it has shininess, you know, like the shimmeriness, because obviously it's a shimmery shade. So what you want to do is, so that it doesn't look patchy or distasteful, I want you to go in always with your matte color and then just try to add a little bit of your matte shadow onto the shimmer shade that has gone into the matte area. I hope I'm not complicating things, so that it can look as nice and seamless as possible. Do I make sense? Are you confused? Do I make sense? I try to be very intentional with what I'm telling you, and if you like listen nicely, you'll understand. Like when I say matte area, it's the area with the matte shadow, or the shimmer area is the area with the shimmer. Just let me know down below if I make sense. So patting it in right there. And then what I like to do is just keep going back in. If I feel like the shimmer shade has been rubbed off too much, I just come back in. But now instead of dragging it back, I just pat it in to that area that I want it to be. Like that. and then making sure that everything is as blended to perfection as it possibly can be. And there we go. I don't like this blend. Yeah, I'll blend it a little more on this side. And guys, you remember, because I'm blending a very specific area, I'm going closer in as opposed to this if I would be just blending a general area. But because I want to blend out just this edge of the brown, I go in a little bit closer with my brush. Next up, I'm going in with the Divas Cosmetics Pore Perfecting Face Primer. That has become like one of my go-tos right now. And I have a pimple over here. So I'm just blending that in. Just to make sure that I take care of the surface before application of the foundation, just so everything looks nice and seamless. And also, for you've seen I've used a little bit of this product. With this product, you don't need so much. I found that a lot of times, even when I'm doing makeup on clients, I would pump like 50 pumps of foundation over here, and then now when I would come to blend it out, I'll blend out so little because I usually don't like so much product, and then remain with such a huge patch of foundation over here, and then I'd have to wipe it off, and it's like such a waste. So blend that in as I prepare to do my eyelashes. I already did my mascara off camera, so let me just come back in and show you guys really quickly on how to do lashes. You can do I do have a detailed tutorial on how to do your lashes, and it's in my channel, very, very detailed. I think you will absolutely love it. And just make sure to put the excess or the remainder of my product right under my eyes, just because I want my eyes underneath my eyes to still be nice and moisturized, so that it does not crease because of lack of moisture. Okay, so next up, I'm going in with foundation, and I'm just using this slanted foundation brush from Bella, and then later on blend it out with my beauty blender, also from them. And that is the final look, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this look. It's really easy. For the eyeshadow we did only 2 colors. For the lips I also did 2 colors, but you can always choose to do a nude, to even do only a pencil, to do a red, a brown, whatever it is that you want to do. But I really wanted to show you guys that you can really look good and not have to think about it like it's such a crazy or a tough thing to do. So yes, I haven't plucked my my list over there just because Ren is over there waiting for me to breastfeed him. He just had his shower. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I leave hopefully everything in the description box. Yeah, and if you have any questions or any comments, or if you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to subscribe and also share with a friend. And also let me know in the comments, what is the favorite part of this look? Is it the eyes? Is it the skin? Is it the lips? Just let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys on our next video. Bye guys.